a lot of salt because we used the Parmesan, but let's give it a little salt and pepper. And as always, I'm making a mess because that's just how I roll. And a little bit of salt.
Probably by the time this is all done, our pork should be getting ready to take out to rest.
Yeah, you're almost ready to go to the glaze there, huh?
I am just about ready. As soon as you're done with that, if you would pass me the brandy, that would be
awesome.
That would be great.
And I might need just a touch more cream for my polenta.
Alrighty.
That's easy enough. Brandy for you.
Oh, thank you.
For the stew.
Do I get to do the one for
No.
you?
Leave Julia on the back burner today.
And you don't want to stand
beautiful.
back
Yep.
when you do this because you
Go
don't
ahead.
want
We've got the flames coming up from the brandy. The pan is hot and the brandy is very flammable, which you want to make sure that you know that this is going to happen, so you're cautious of it.
You don't want to lose your eyebrows or
No.
the front of your hair, or your eyelashes, or anything like that. But it'll only burn for about 15 to 20 seconds until all the alcohol is cooked off. And then we're just going to have that beautiful, beautiful undertone of brandy with the mushrooms and all the celery. It's going to be perfect.
Now what do you got left? Just fold in the tomato paste?
Yep, just my tomato paste, and we're ready to rock and roll. So we're just going to let that flame down a little more.
And what I'm going to do, I'm going to take just a touch more heavy cream, and I'm just going to rest it on the top of the polenta. Half a cup or so. And if we just let it rest on the top of the polenta, just like when you're holding mashed potatoes or something, say that dinner's all ready to go, and your mashed potatoes are all done and ready, but dinner's not going to be for another 10-15 minutes. If you leave a little bit of cream just sitting up on top of your potatoes or on your polenta and then fold it in when you're just ready to eat, it'll keep them from getting gummy and from getting really thick on you. So we got a little bit of cream we're just going to let sit up on top, and when we're ready to serve, we'll stir it in and it'll keep it nice and creamy for us.
All right, and I am ready for that tomato paste.
Here you go. Tomato paste for you.
All the fire is gone.
Oh,
give that a quick
nice. Love the smell of the brandy in there, the combination of flavors.
Now with tomato paste, you really don't need a whole lot. I mean, maybe just 2 to 3 tablespoons just to thicken it up a little bit. We're just going to stir that right in there. Oh yeah, that smells really tasty.
It's going to be really pretty. The colors are going to be fantastic on this. And you know, it's all about presentation. It's got to look good, especially if you're having a dinner party. And,
well, yeah, definitely. Well, you eat with your eyes.
Yep. Well, we know it's going to taste good because we're cooking.
Well, yeah. That I'm not worried about. All right. We have mushroom and vegetable ragu.
Shutting everything down. All right,
that's
I'm going to
that.
take a peek.
How'd I do, boss?
Oh, that smells fantastic. The colors and the textures in this are just absolutely beautiful. They're going to pair so well with this whole entree. You want to check the temperature on our pork?
Yeah, I'm going to give it a quick peek.
And see, we're probably just about ready. Let me move this back so you can pull the pork. I think we're almost ready.
Just about. I'd say we need another 3 minutes on that, and then we are ready to rock.
That'll be just enough time for us to give a little tiny clean down, and then we can get.
Yeah, we should get our plates out,
Yep.
and
Here we come.
my favorite part, we get to pair the wine.
Yes, we do. All right, let's grab some plates. All right.
These are new and fancy. I like these.
Yeah, I think they're kind of like a half plate, half bowl. So.
Then you get to save all that juice, and you can slop it up with some nice bread at the end
Yeah,
or
well, and
something.
the polenta will sit nicely in there. That's one for you
Thank
and
you.
one for me. And, oops. As always, I have to wipe everything out. I'm going to grab the wine, and we each got a wine glass.
Oh yeah, I missed when you went to the store for this. What did you grab?
I actually decided on a Pinot Noir. Even though we're having pork, we're going to go red. It's a French Pinot Noir. It's called an Echelon. And it's got a lot of like berry and prune undertones.
Good.
And I thought that the prunes will pair really, really nice with the pork and the polenta and the creaminess and the Parmesan cheese. So it's going to have enough depth to be able to balance out all the richness and the creaminess of everything we're eating, but without overpowering anything. I know a lot of times people think pork, they think white wine.
Yep.
Pork, you can go either way. You can go red or white. And again, with all of the other ingredients, I thought a red would be nice. Not something as heavy as a Merlot or a Cabernet.
Yeah, well, it's got that hearty, earthy, fall
Right.
thing to it. I mean, that's what we're doing here.
So here we go. I'm going to give you a pour. I opened it about an hour ago to let it breathe. You can almost see the color of it isn't real bold and red. It's almost got a little bit of that pruny redness to it. You can see around the edges of the glass that it's got a little bit of, like I said, like a prune color to it. And while you're doing that, I'm actually going to get the palmieri off that pan and onto a plate so they look pretty. Because we don't want to present stuff like looking like that, do we?
No way.
No way, not after all this work. Let's get some of these palmieri onto the plate. And tell me your guests won't be wowed by this dinner.
They'd have to be. It'd be crazy not to.
So how's that polenta, nice and creamy?
Oh yeah, it sure is creamy. It's got all that cheese. You can still see the cheese. It's still melting.
Nice. All right, just a couple more.
All right, I think we're just about there on everything.
Beautiful.
Let's get this pork out of the oven.
Ooh, slippery little buggers. There's that. And that pan's not hot anymore.
Wow, Ange, you gotta come check this out.
Here I come.
It just looks beautiful.
Some olive palmieri.
Wow, everything's looking great.
I know, huh? Fun. Oh, look at that. That's exactly what we're looking for. Pork is, because of the fact that, everyone gets all nervous about pork being cooked all the way through. We really want pork to be
I prefer mine medium rare.
medium.
But
Medium.
I'd say for everybody else, I would recommend medium. Because then it
Medium.
just dries out and
Yeah.
it sits and it
And the nice thing about this is when we took the tenderloin and we butterflied it open, what's really happening is that we're giving it more surface area to be able to cook. So it's going to take even less time than if you leave the tenderloin whole because you're not having to worry about getting through a big whole tenderloin. We butterflied it open and so that cooked in no time whatsoever. And by just touching it, the rule of thumb is by using your hand. If you squeeze your hand really tight, that's well done. Loosen it up a little bit, medium, and then with your hand wide open, that's rare. It's, it's one of those things, a thermometer, a meat thermometer.
works.
is always
Sometimes in the
best way.
restaurant we don't have time for thermometers
Right.
and things like that, so.
So, okay, I'm gonna let you pull one over to your board
Yeah.
and we'll move your plate forward and I'm gonna start plating. I'm going to make the first plate. I'm going to start with some polenta, and then I'm going to go ahead with some mushroom ragu, and then we'll finish it off with the tenderloin that Rob's going to go ahead and cut. So you go ahead, and let's actually bring the polenta over so we can catch you cutting. Oh, that's beautiful.
This just smells incredible, Ange.
The
know
nice
what?
thing about a meal this quick
Yeah.
is that we get to eat sooner.
I know. And you always want to make sure you take all your strings off because you don't want anybody biting into a string.
Just giving a nice base of the polenta around the bottom of the plate. Looks like butter. It's nice and creamy. I guess I'll make you a plate too.
Promise, really? Oh, this pork is just cooked perfectly.
The
It's
color's beautiful.
perfectly medium. I mean, That is just, and you see that stuffing right through there in the
Yep.
middle. That is incredible.
Fun with food, yay!
And this is the hardest part of the whole meal,
Right,
cutting the strings off the pork.
keeping it in one piece.
Yeah.
All right, and I'm gonna go to the stove for the ragu, one at a time. We'll go right in the middle with a nice big dollop of that. And there's one of them. And then I'll plate yours. And the second one. And then we just
All right.
need pork and garnish.
Just a little bit of pork.
Yeah, you want to try to fan it around so it looks nice and pretty. I'll let you do your plate in front of you. Oh,
Oh, that is where it's at.
yahoo! And then this one.
There we go.
All right, and then to finish, I'm going to give a little bit of shaved Parmesan. You can use shaved, grated. You can buy a piece and use a vegetable peeler and do that with. We just want people to know that there's a little bit of Parmesan cheese in this and a little Parmesan cheese in yours. You want to move your board out of the way so you can
Yeah.
eat with me?
Absolutely.
And then I'm just going to take a little tiny sprig of thyme for each of them. Again, so people know that we've got some thyme in there. And let's give you a little sprig of thyme. And a little sprig of thyme on there. And ta-da! Pork
Wow.
and polenta.
And that was quick.
That was really
I mean,
quick.
that couldn't have taken any more than 20 minutes.
We'll put one up here. And that's our dinner. And let's
Let's dig
try
in.
some.
It's chow time.
Yay! All right, I'm going for
Let's
the pork
see, going for
first.
the pork. I think
Yeah.
I am too.
Although I can get some little pork with a little duxelle,
Mm.
with a little polenta,
And a tiny bit of cheese
and
on top.
yeah, and a bite of mushroom, all in one bite.
Mm.
Oh,
Wow. That is
Yay.
incredible. Out of this world.
so excited!
Mm.
I can't wait to eat. Okay,
How's
let's,
that go with the wine?
yeah,
Give it a whirl.
let's taste that up.
Well, cheers, Edge.
Oh, see, now I think that's the perfect pairing for this. What do you think?
Mm. Oh, it's perfect.
I like that an
Perfect.
awful lot. Well, I guess that's going to do it for today. And in the words of my grandmother, "Chi mangia bene, viva bene." To eat well is to live well.
Cheers.
Thanks, Rob.
Thanks for having me.